communicated to us requesting the local organizing committee to advertise locally in the national newspapers that have national coverage, on our local organizing committee website, the advertisement for the services that need to be covered. And as you have heard me say, we have a range of at least 15. Now that is just the start. More services will be communicated as we go along the way. So at this stage or point in time, all that CAF is requesting for is information about the company or a consultant that wants to provide that service. We have everything ranging from catering services, transport logistics, communication services, IT, ticketing solutions, concession, that is providing services within the kiosks that are in the stadium, like at Nambole, and we also have those at Hoima City Stadium. So because it is a tournament that is highly branded, CAF would like to really ensure high quality provision of those services by whoever is coming in. So that is the advert that is going to go around. But we also encourage our country business entities to really take this platform as a great opportunity, the tournament, because you gain visibility. There are some companies, among the catering services, for example, there is provision of meals and drinks to VVIPs. So you never know if a company does so well in Uganda, it's at Hoima or Nambole. You never know, in a future AFCON, that company may be reached out to by CAF to say, we are now in this country, do you mind coming and providing these services in this country? So it is a huge, huge opportunity for our country.
Maybe for emphasis, why is it important for service providers to register with CAF? Because people think you'll just start do business
Yes.
with whoever approaches them.
You know, as I said, we had incidents during Chan when our business people, because they know they have the skill and they have the connections, they thought they could easily provide services during Chan. But we had to take them through the reasons why it is important for you to be legally registered, legally recognized. It means that you yourself, you're coming up to show that you're taking responsibility for the choices you make in the services and goods you deliver. So what CAF is asking for at this stage is information about your company, not the things you have ever done, not the works you have done before, not the things you're going to do, but just to know what is your company's name, are you legally registered in which country, do you have the physical address? But most important, CAF has said these service providers or suppliers must have a corporate website. So, you know, you may have a Dr. Mugimba who is a director for a company, and I've been using my personal website to advertise my company. But CAF is not asking for the director's website. They are asking that the company itself has to have a corporate website. It is a branding issue. So it is so important that our companies step up, our businesses. Some of the things that people have been taking lightly in branding oneself are becoming very, very important in this era that we are in. You will not be picked on to offer competitive services on a continental scale if you are not branding yourself.
Well, time and again, government has also emphasized on the issue of accommodation facilities.
Yes.
Registering with the Ghana Tourism Board, but also the different online platforms out there. Just expound on that.
I am so glad, Clive, that you're bringing out this. You know, we are concentrating on sports facilities, the training facilities and stadium. But a very critical service that we have to get right as a country is actual accommodation facility. And this can be offered in designated spaces, which we know of, like hotels, lodges, apartments, etc. But for the start, here in Uganda, you have to be accredited by the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, especially the agency called the Uganda Tourism Board. That is the agency that has the mandate according to the Tourism Act. So besides that, what we have seen, and our listeners and viewers who have been to other tournaments, hotels are not sufficient to accommodate all the visitors that come to such a sporting tournament. If we are expecting 500,000 people, we don't even have 150,000 rooms in this country, total roomage for hotels. So people actually go to private homes hostels, and apartments. But these also have to be accredited by the Uganda Tourism Board as required if you're going to host tourists. For their safety, it is important that you meet the standards. However, there are also global platforms where you can promote your service for tourist accommodation. For example, Airbnb and also Booking.com. Now, Airbnb as well as Booking.com have their own standards for you to be listed on their platforms. So we encourage proprietors, owners of homes, hostels, apartments, go to these websites, go to these platforms, find out what are their minimum standards. Begin to up your game, list yourself. It is good for you to have that visibility so that you are promoted as a possible venue for accommodation. You can make a lot of money. People made a lot of money in Morocco. AFCON that just concluded in December and January. December last year, January this year. We had a number of people that went from the LOC, local organizing community in Uganda, and they were not spending nights in hotels. They were in apartments that are registered as Airbnb services. So this is a huge opportunity, but Ugandans, we have to mobilize ourselves, and that is why the LOC is taking this opportunity at the media center to constantly remind our business entrepreneurs, please tap into this accommodation space.
What's the latest on the competition venues, Nambola and Hoima together with the training?
For the training facilities, all of them have already been handed over to the contractor, who is the Uganda People's Defence Force Civil Engineering Brigade, UPDF, except for Fufa Kadiba Stadium as well as Tito Mini SS grounds. Fufa Kadiba Stadium, Fufa requested us that we delay receiving the stadium so that the league is completed, and that date is now 30th of June. So 30th June, FUFA will hand over the stadium to National Council of Sports, who will hand over this facility to the engineering brigade. But government has already given us money this quarter, which ends June, for FUFA Kadiba Stadium. So that money will be transferred to the UPDF engineering brigade for works to commence in time in July. Now, for the other spaces at the northern cluster, that is Peches Stadium, Gulu University and Lira University grounds, work is already ongoing by the brigade. Akibua Stadium, work is progressing very well, and CAF is very excited to hear that we have a third stadium we are working on as a standby facility, which is Akibua Olympic Stadium, complete with the training facility. At